Club War 36 enthusiast here with Operation from Russia with Love, turn 13.5, Commonwealth. It is July 1942. The Commonwealth has 2 tech rolls. First, I tried for amphibious doctrine at a 7 or higher. PPE generated a 6, so I failed. Second, I tried for long-range aircraft at an 8 or higher. PPE generated a 2, so I failed. I think I still am 1 up above average so far in this game. Purchases. Okay, so Great Britain has 22 IPP to spend. I will purchase 2 Marines for 8, 1 medium armor for 6, that's 14, 1 naval transport for 6, that's 20, and then I'll complete construction of that airbase in Gibraltar for 2, that's 22. FEC has 9 IPP to spend. I will purchase 1 artillery for 4 and upgrade 1 infantry to a motorized infantry for 1. That's 5. I save 4 IPP. Anzac has 2 IPP to spend. I will upgrade 1 militia for 2. And then later on, I don't have this out, but I'm going to have a French militia. I should get that out for purchases because I have 2 IPP to spend. Kind of preview the French purchases for you. And that'll wipe me out. Okay. Combat movement. Let's take a peek up there in Norway. I have to rotate a little bit. Okay, so up at the top of the map, I thought I had moved my submarines out of Hambone's seaplanes range. I didn't realize he could just go up here with the A6. I thought he'd have to go 1, 2, 3. He could just go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to flee over to Narvik here in A8 and convoy raid there with my 2 submarines. I think you can just see the bottom of that in the screen, the bottom of those submarines there in A8. In London, I'm going to pick up my air transport here in London. It's going to pick up this airborne and drop him off in Scotland. And then a fighter from London is going to fly up there to Scotland. And let's go over to Poland. Oh no, it's gone serene there. Okay, in Lubelski, 8 infantry and 1 cavalry are going to do a walk-on here into East Poland. So that'll move Great Britain up 1 and Germany down 1. I have Great Britain at 21 and Germany at 54. Let's go down here to Egypt. Swing down here a little base. From Lower Egypt, this medium bomber is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4 to the Gold Coast. Move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm flying Western Egypt, Cyrenaica, Nigeria, Gold Coast. And I'll have 1 more to land in the Ivory Coast. And then from Niger, 1 infantry will accompany. Then let's go over to Siam. From Siam, 1 artillery goes into Cochin, China. And then from Sea Zone P51, 1 submarine is going to move to P33, 1, 2, 3, and conduct convoy raiding in that sea zone. Okay, I think that's everything. We'll swing over here, get to our dice tower, zoom in a bit. Maybe zoom out a little bit. Still not quite quite sufficient. There, okay, now I think we got the dice tower pretty nicely teed up. The first thing will be that convoy rating up in A8. I've got 2 with a +2. Red is the attacker. That's 1 point of damage. And then second roll, that's 2 points of damage. We'll go take 2 off Germany, knocking them down to an even 60. Next, we've got that battle in Scotland. So I've got 1 infantry at 2. Miss. It was an airborne dropping, so in mountain, that's why it got dropped to 2. And then the fighter at 6. That's a hit. And then the retaliatory, this is at 2. This is a defending militia at 2. Miss. Okay, so that's going to make me go up 1 more in Scotland. That'll put me up to 22 and drop Germany to 53. Next, I've got Gold Coast. 1 infantry is attacking at 2. It's just normal terrain. This. And 1 medium bomber attacking at 7. And that's a hit. It's not target select. I messed that up before. And then he is a defending airborne. So he's defending at 2. Miss. Okay. So I go up 1 from Gold Coast, and Italy goes down 1. So I have Italy dropping to 19 and Great Britain going to 23. And I've got Siam. So I've got 1 at 3. I'm going into jungle in Cochin, China. I said Siam, but it's actually Cochin, China. Let me just double check that there's not any kind of mountainous terrain in Cochin, China. Is there a river? Well, river doesn't matter for artillery. Okay, so just 1 first strike artillery at 3. Miss. And now he's got a defending militia at 2. Well, I was due. Okay, so I don't take that territory. Sea Zone P-33, I have that submarine that's conducting convoy raiding on Japan's sea zone. Red is the attacker. He defends himself completely. Okay, so that was a bust. Put that one over there. So Japan had good results. Everywhere else went well for the Allies there. And that's the end of the British combat phase. Non-combat. All right. Up in Scotland, this fighter is going to fly to southern England. From northern England, this airborne is going to walk down to southern England. From southern England, whoops, that was a disaster. From southern England, this militia is going to go up to northern England. I put a rondelle on there, I didn't need that. Okay, from southern England, 3 militia are going to move over to London. So there's 3 militia still in southern England, and got the 3 militia in London now. And then from southern England, I'm going to have 1 fighter fly down to Gibraltar. Yep, that's all on camera. So one of these fighters is the one that flew from Scotland, and it landed here in southern England. The other one started here in southern England. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Gibraltar. Join all these other forces in Gibraltar. Now finally, with the pressure off navally, I'm going to have 3 from London, 3 battleships and 1 coastal defense ship will leave port to A22, move to A21, and go in port here in southern England. From Sea Zone A44, down here off Gibraltar, on light carriers, I've got a tactical bomber and a fighter. They're going to both come off of those carriers and fly to Gibraltar. From London, 2 fighters are going to fly down there to A44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Land on those carriers. This one doesn't seem to be magnetized. Well, yeah, it's not magnetized. That explains it. Let's try this guy. Sorry for the hold up. Okay. From Puerto Rico, is that on camera? Yeah. This medium bomber is going to fly to Gibraltar. From Gibraltar, I'm going to have these 2 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, 1 coastal defense ship, and 2 naval, no, I'm sorry. 3, I'm going to have 2 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, and 2 naval transports. So basically everything here except that coastal defense ship. All of this is coming out of port into A44, and it's moving 2 spaces up here to A28. So Hambone has 2 submarines there, and during the non-combat movement phase, as I move into that sea zone, he can make a decision about whether or not he wants to attack that fleet. I didn't ask him, I'm assuming it's no, but if he does decide that he wants to attack, then we'll do PBE. Then from Sea Zone A28, or I'm sorry, then from southern England, these 3 naval or torpedo destroyers. What is it? Torpedo boat destroyers go out of port into A21 and move 1 space here to join that fleet. Again, if Hambone wants to fight, he is allowed to. Now he would fight all those ships together. I'm assuming he's going to decline. Then these guys will continue 2, 3 into Sea Zone A44. These 2 naval transports will go 3 up to here because they moved 1, 2 to get to there, and this is their 3rd movement. And they're going to go in port and join the 3 battleships and coastal defense ship in port here in southern England. Okay, and then from A28, 2 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, and 3 the other 3 torpedo destroyers. I guess all of these guys go down here together. So in total, they went up 1, 2, 3, 4. That's those last fleet ships that I moved. Okay. Now, did I already move these guys, right? I moved the battleships and the... Do I want the coastal defense ship there in southern England? Yes, I do. Okay, that's what I'm gonna leave it like that. From Gold Coast, let's go down here to the Gold Coast. Okay, so I had that medium bomber. It's got to land. It's only got one space. It's going to go to the Ivory Coast. Down in Cape Town. This seaplane will leave Cape Town and fly to Sierra Leone. 2 infantry from Cape Town will move to Bechuana land. And then 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and 1 medium armor will move from Cape Town into South Africa. So we have 2 infantry in here, and then 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and medium armor there. And in Gold Coast we have an infantry. So hopefully you can see most of this. I won't have to come back for my disposition at the end of the turn there. Okay, let's go over to India. So here in India, I'm going to strategic rail move this Anzac down to Siam. And I'll have this guy in Burma, this Anzac infantry in Burma, move down to Siam. And then from Siam moving to Burma will be 7 infantry, 5 Gurkhas, 3 anti-aircraft artillery. All right. I think that might be all my movement. Placement of units. Down in Sydney, 1 infantry or 1 militia is going to get upgraded to an infantry, leaving me 6 militia and 5 infantry in Sydney. There's also an anti-aircraft gun there for when Doom arrives. My apologies to my friends Randall and I'm blanking on my friend who lives in Adelaide. FEC. I place 1 artillery in Calcutta, and then I upgrade 1 infantry to a motorized infantry. So I only have 6 infantry there and 5 Gurkhas. Whereas in Burma, I have, what do I have in Burma? I just screwed that up. I screwed this up. I upgraded the Burma guys instead of the Calcutta guys. This is Burma, what I just did. And Calcutta's down here. It doesn't have any Gurkhas. So I need to take off 1 infantry here, so I only have 7 infantry in Calcutta. But I also have 7 infantry in Burma. But now I have 6 Gurkhas. Okay, I think I'm sorted here. Then we'll go over to Gibraltar because I'm going to upgrade that. I'm upgrading that airbase, or completing the airbase in Gibraltar. And down in Cape Town, I'm not going to rotate the camera, but there's a medium armor place down there. And then in London, I'm going to put 2 Marines and a naval transport in port. That air transport that flew up to Scotland, I don't want it to land in London. I want it to land in southern England. I think we're at the collect income phase. Oh, I guess I have a Turkish recruitment role. Let's zoom in a little bit for this. So I need a 4. Oh, I have got non-combat movement with the Turks. I forgot about. That's right. I have to do that movement. I think I should do that before, because I don't want it to seem like it affected where I moved, the results of my Turkish recruitment. So I'm going to try to get as much as possible into Istanbul. So this cavalry can go there, 1, 2. I'll just move this artillery 1, I think. I'm trying to think which is the better thing to put in there. I think that the infantry is the better thing to have in Istanbul. So he's going to rail over to here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll come over and we have a recruitment role at 4 with the Turks. Let's see what happens here. 2. So I'll take 2 militia in Istanbul. Whoa. My microphone unclipped. Hope that wasn't. I wonder what that was like for you guys. Okay, collect income. So Great Britain, I have a 23 plus 3 for Lower Egypt, so I have 26. FEC, I have at 9, and I saved 4, so 13. Anzac, I have at 2, which is likely the last time they will exist. Okay, we now proceed on to 13.6. Free France. I have 2 IPP to spend. I will purchase 1 militia. Combat movement. So over here in P15, I'm going to convoy raid with the French sub. And I believe that is all my combat movement. So rotate over the box. And we've got the red is the attacker at +2. Nothing. Japan really did well this turn. Last turn I was super lucky. This turn I would say I'm reasonably lucky, but Japan consistent non-combat movement. So over here in Africa, I'm gonna be doing wrong way. I'm gonna be doing the same thing, where I take that medium bomber from Lower Egypt and fly it to the Ivory Coast. This infantry from Niger is going to move over to the Ivory Coast. And then placement of units, I'm going to put that militia in the Ivory Coast. Okay, collect income, I get 1 IPP. Let's do disposition. While I'm down here in Africa, I'm just going to verbally tell you Cape Town has a medium armor, Buchanan has 2 infantry, South Africa has a militia, 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and a medium armor. Gold Coast has 1 infantry, Ivory Coast has militia, infantry, medium bomber, British medium bomber. Sierra Leone has a seaplane. Madagascar has that mountain infantry. Okay, let's rotate up let's go up here towards up in the sea zone A8 are the 2 convoy rating submarines. In Scotland is an airborne. In Northern England is a militia. In Southern England is 3 militia, 4 infantry, 3 marines, 1 airborne infantry, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 British fighter, 2 American fighters, 1 air transport, and then in port there in Southern England is 3 battleships, 1 coastal defense ship, and 2 transports. In London, 3 militia, 2 marines, and then in port, a French destroyer, 3 naval transports. Oh my goodness, in Gibraltar, 1 medium bomber, 1 tactical bomber, 2 fighters, 3 American heavy strategic bombers, 1 American medium bomber, 1 American fighter. I guess I have 3 fighters. Sorry about that. 3 British fighters, 1 American fighter, 1 American airborne, 1 American mountain, 1 American marine, 1 British marine, 1 British mountain, 3 British infantry, 1 British militia, 1 British anti-aircraft artillery. I want to bring this guy out of port. That was the coastal defense ship. Note to myself. Yeah, he's coming out of port into whatever that, A44. In A44, I have 2 light carriers with fighters, 1 battle cruiser, 5 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, 1 coastal defense ship, 3 torpedo boat destroyers. The Americans have some other ships there. Okay, over here in Lower Egypt, nothing's changed. 1 militia, well, I got rid of the medium bombers, 12 infantry, and 2 artillery and an anti-aircraft artillery. Over here in India, Maharashtra has a militia and Anzac infantry. Southern India has a motorized infantry. Calcutta has 3 militia, 7 infantry, 3 anti-aircraft artillery, a tank destroyer, a motorized infantry. Anzac has a naval transport in port. I also have a fighter and an artillery. In Burma, I have 7 infantry, 6 Gurkhas, 3 anti-aircraft artillery. In Siam, I have 2 Anzac infantry. And I already went over what I have down in Sydney. I have the French submarine here, which missed, and the British submarine in 33. Okay, next up is a Board Gaming Pro with turn 13.7, Italy.